Our world would be doomed if there were fewer good people than there were bad. Thank goodness good still triumphs over evil. I'm so thankful that caring people raise their children to be kind and compassionate so that our society can continue to thrive. This story took place in Argentina, and if it weren't for the attentive children who came across this sad situation, then this story could have ended very differently. One day, the children were playing in the street, playing ball and enjoying each other's company. Then one of them noticed a strange black spot on the pavement near a flower bed. It seemed to him that this black spot had eyes, so he decided to go take a closer look. He stopped in surprise, which got the attention of his friends, so they all went to see what this strange spot was. It appeared that some kind of black resin was on the ground. It was still fresh and not yet hardened. It's not uncommon to see such a thing on the road, except that this particular layer of tar seemed to have something underneath it. The resin barely perceptibly rose and fell as if it was breathing, and the eyes opened. The children immediately ran to tell their parents what they had found. At their children's insistence, several adults went to investigate the situation. They realized that an animal had been buried under a thick layer of tar, most likely a dog. The story spread throughout the neighborhood very quickly, and a huge crowd of volunteers began to gather. It took them a considerable amount of time and effort to carefully tear the animal off the road. They used a large amount of sunflower oil, which is a very good solvent for resin, and began the painstaking task of saving the animal. First, they carefully cleared out the area where its eyes and nose were with scissors so that the animal could see and breathe freely. Then, wetting their fingers with sunflower oil, little by little, so as not to hurt the animal, they began to clean its fur. It soon became clear that under the heavy layer of sticky tar, a small dog had been buried alive. She could not even blink on her own before the people found her, as the resin had already hardened around her eyes. It was also extremely difficult for her to breathe as the resin was poured into her nostrils. It was truly a miracle that she was found in time. If the children had not noticed her and called for help, she would likely not have survived. The whole operation to clean the tar from the dog's fur took several days of multiple people working non-stop. Any hair that could be shaved off was, but nevertheless, there was still a large amount of tar stuck to her skin. She appeared to be dark in color, but after the tar had been removed, people were surprised to see she was actually light-colored. After all the work was completed, the dog was able to stand up, although she was very weak. She was thirsty, but too weak to drink on her own. Volunteers helped her to eat and drink. Soon, the dog recovered. Her fur began to grow back, and she got stronger. Before long, it was hard to recognize the same animal that had been unable to move under the thick layer of heavy tar. Friends, let us raise our children to be sensitive and attentive, to not be indifferent to the sorrows and troubles of others. Come to the aid of those who need it. The more kind and compassionate people there are in our world, the better our world will be, and the brighter our future will be.